Hey everyone, it's Mr. Hollywood, and today I will be giving my top 5 shortstops of all time. Now before I give you my ranking, feel free to share your ranking down below in the comments, and let's begin. Number 5, Honus Wagner. Now he was definitely a contender for best player of the early 1900s. He was simply so much better than everyone else in his era, than a lot of the players in his era, at least, and he was definitely an amazing contact hitter. However, his power numbers weren't the best. Now, he did play in the dead ball era where people weren't hitting as many home runs, but I still do need to see a little more power for him to be higher, and with shortstop being in a very loaded position, I mean, the number 5 was where I had to put him because I do think there were 4 better. Number 4, Ripken Yount. Easily the best Milwaukee Brewers player of all time. I mean, Ripken Jr, he was amazing. He hit a lot of home runs. He had great contact, and he was overall just an amazing player. And he definitely carried an entire franchise, and he was just a great player. So yeah, there's nothing much to say other than Ripken Jr was awesome, and he is the number 4 best shortstop of all time. Number 3, Derek Jeter. Say what you will about his defense. His defense wasn't that great, but his offensive numbers were just amazing. He had a great eye at the plate. He had great contact, and his power numbers weren't amazing for how long he played, but he still did hit over 250 home runs. In the postseason, he was like next level, and for these rankings, we are really only talking about the regular season, which even with his regular season, he'd be number 3, but like, just saying that postseason Derek Jeter was just like next level. But I mean, in the regular season he was amazing too. I mean, yeah, Derek Jeter, he was awesome. He also got over 3,500 hits, I believe, and I believe he has the most hits in Yankee history, at least in his time on the Yankees. But yeah, Derek Jeter, he was amazing, and he's the 3rd best shortstop of all time. Number 2 is the player that has the most consecutive games of all time, Ripken Jr. He was just an amazing player, Ripken. He had great longevity, he had great contact, he had great power. I mean, yeah, he's just an amazing player. He is probably the best Baltimore Orioles player of all time. I mean, he was just amazing. Obviously, the most consecutive games was very amazing that he was able to play for such a long time without getting injured, and that streak ended with him just not wanting to play because he didn't want to end his streak with an injury, because he was well ahead of Lou Gehrig, who was the 2nd most amount of consecutive games played. But yeah, Ripken Jr., he was amazing, and he is the 2nd best shortstop of all time. But the best shortstop of all time is Alex Rodriguez. Now, when he was on the Yankees, I believe he played 3rd baseman because he was on the same team as Derek Jeter. But I think he's better at shortstop, and I think that is where he should have been. And I know he did take steroids, and I understand if people think that he shouldn't be number 1 because he took steroids. But he was still so amazing that, despite the fact he took steroids in an era where everyone did, he was just so amazing that it's still hard to keep him outside of number 1 in terms of best shortstop. And he's definitely one of the best players of all time. He is probably the best Yankee player since Babe Ruth. And yeah, Alex Rodriguez, he was an amazing player, and in my opinion, he is the best shortstop of all time. Now, thanks for watching. Feel free to share your opinion for the best shortstops of all time down below in the comments. And I have been loving doing all of these rankings. I can't wait to do the final few before I do my top 100 in a few days. Now, thanks for watching, and peace out.